Hey, how's it going? I'm Coach Kyle, and today we're going to talk about 3 super common mistakes runners make that really hold them back mentally. These are mental mistakes, not so much physical, like the actual act of running mistakes, like running too hard too often or increasing your weekly volume too quickly. We're talking mental mistakes that people make, such as letting the ego dictate training, caring too much about other people's running abilities, and caring about what other people think about you while you're out running. So let's dive in. If you don't know, I'm Coach Kyle, and I work primarily with adult distance runners all over the world, optimizing your running, your strength work, and your nutrition, bringing it all together with great accountability and motivation, and sprinkling on some meditation and gratitude practice. So let's get into those 3 common mistakes I see too many runners make. These can be made by new runners, experienced runners, and even I make them sometimes myself. Okay, so first off, we have caring what other people think. I see this, I hear about this most often from maybe new runners, maybe runners who are slower, maybe runners who are overweight. They don't look like runners, and they feel self-conscious about going out and running through their neighborhood or being on the treadmill at the gym and thinking about what other people think of them. But I'm going to tell you, and you know this is true, that you are your own worst critic, and everybody out there who you're thinking about you, they're probably not. Most of the time, they're in their own little world. They don't care that much about what you're doing. And if they care in a negative way, they can go suck an egg. And if they care at all, honestly, they're probably like, heck yeah, look at, Mary from down the block getting her runs in. Like, they're probably really proud of you. They probably think positively of you. If you want to read more about this, one of my favorite running books is called Depression Hates a Moving Target. And it talks extensively about the author, Nita, and her struggles overcoming that anxiety about what she thinks other people think of her. So keep that in mind, that you go out and most people, they don't really care. And if they do care, they're probably like, yeah, keep it up, you're doing awesome. Second up, we have comparing yourself to other runners. And this is especially true on social media, especially true on Strava. And if you're not on Strava, it's basically Facebook for runners. And you can connect your Garmin or your whatever GPS watch you have, and they have segments. So if you run this popular hill, for example, and it'll put you on a leaderboard, it will compare you to everybody who has ever ran that segment, that hill. It will compare you to everybody. And comparison is the thief of joy. Teddy Roosevelt said that. And it is true. Comparing yourself negatively to other runners, their times, their race splits, etc. Everybody from the beginner to like somebody like me who's just working hard to qualify for Boston, to somebody who's an elite collegiate runner or world-class runner. There's always somebody slower, there's always going to be somebody faster, and that's just how it is. And you can look at those other people in a negative way, or you can look at them positively and think, gosh, every runner was a new runner at some point, and look at them and think, gosh, look at they're running 10, 20, 30 years later, they're this speed, they're happy. Look at that as motivation to what could be. Keep at it, do a good job, and run happy, as Brooks Running would say, and you'll be a good, better runner because of it. Don't compare yourself to other runners in a negative manner. And one thing to keep in mind, and I'm an above average runner, and I sometimes hear that, oh, I don't want to run with you because you're too fast. But I love running with anybody. And faster runners, they are super happy to go on a run with you. They don't care how slow or fast you are. It's all about the joy of going out and that camaraderie of running with other awesome people. Number 3 is letting the ego dictate your training decisions. And the ego is not the amigo and should not be making training decisions for you. Kind of how this manifests is that people will run too hard too fast. They'll not want to rest. They'll not want to slow down. And the ego wants to never miss a run, never miss a mile. The ego never wants to slow down. But smart training decisions come from your head, not from the ego. And I often tell my clients, what would you do if you were your coach? Or, what would Coach Kyle tell you to do in this instance? And typically, and this is especially true when something's not feeling quite right. Maybe you didn't sleep well last night. Maybe your child was ill and he kept you up at night and you only got a couple hours of sleep. Maybe you were ill and you were up, you're just not feeling good today. Maybe your quad is kind of achy a little bit and you're thinking to yourself, gosh, should I go run? And the answer is no. Take it easy, go for a walk, stay in bed, relax. It's not gonna kill you. The ego thinks that you're gonna lose all your fitness by taking 3 days off or modifying the training plan for 3 or 4 days. But the ego will get you hurt. It will make your injury or your illness worse. Taking 3 or 4 days off from running because you have a good reason, because you're not feeling great, because your knee is kind of achy, that's gonna help you regenerate and rejuvenate and heal up. The risk, if you follow the ego's training, the ego is gonna get you hurt. It's gonna get you ill and you're gonna miss out on more training. You might go from a sore knee taking 4 days off and being totally fine to the ego is gonna have you run through that sore knee and you could end up risking being out of running for weeks at a time. That is a loss of fitness. Not taking 4 days off or light because your knee or your calf didn't feel quite right. You're gonna feel better because you're gonna rejuvenate and get stronger and more fit from that rest, not lose fitness. So again, keep in mind, the ego is not the amigo. Make smart training decisions, not training decisions based on what you think or what you're worrying about. Make smart training decisions. Okay, fourth bonus one for you, and this is a big one. This is one as a running coach I hear often, and it's that people don't think they're fast enough or good enough for a running coach, when in fact, I feel that anybody who's willing and able to invest in a coach, a tutor, or a guide, they're willing to invest in somebody to help them do something that brings them joy, like running, helps them do it better. And I hear from my clients all the time that they enjoy the teamwork. They enjoy being just told what to do so they don't have to think about it. They value knowing that what I'm suggesting that they do is the right thing. They don't have to hope or wish or cross their fingers that the training they're selecting is proper for them. And think about this. When we want to learn how to play the piano or swim or learn a language, do we wait until we're in the top 1%? No, we do it right away. We do swimming lessons, we do piano lessons in grade school when we're first getting started. That way we can start off on the right foot. And it's the same with running. Learning Spanish. You do it when you're in high school. Some would argue you should do it earlier. You don't wait until you're fluent. You do it early on to get that good base. And the same is true with running. You don't need to wait until you're a 15-minute 5K runner. Anybody who wants to do anything better that brings them joy, like running, will benefit from a coach. So there we have it. I hope you found that helpful. Remember, don't care what other people think. Don't let other people's abilities make you feel bad. Don't let the ego dictate your training. And don't think you're not good enough to invest in something that brings you joy. So check out the videos on the end screen coming up in a second. There's going to be a couple other videos I think if you liked this one, I think you'll benefit from. If you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, drop them in the comment section below. I love having great discussions down there. And don't forget, you keep running, I'll keep coaching.